And the first thing I want to talk about is you shouldn't wait till Black Friday hits. You could actually optimize and make the most out of it from now. So some of the most performing stores which I've seen are actually going for early Black Friday sale. Actually, we're going to use the text here. So first is early Black Friday. And you could literally start this right after this video, put a banner and just add in on your email list. So whether you have a pop-up, add early Black Friday like offer, yeah, and then just offer them like 10 to 15% additional. And then let's say the website has, it depends how you would like to have your offers displayed, but some people, I'm actually gonna just share my sauce on this day. There's a few approaches to making your offer very tempting and just make it seem like they have to purchase. One way is you completely remove the discount. So when you are in Shopify and you go to, you know, the to place the price of your product, there's compare at. So you remove the compare and you set your price to, let's say, $100. And that's what the customer is gonna see, right? There's no compare price, just one fixed price. And then they get the pop-up message saying 50% off, for example. And that way, it's gonna seem way more tempting for them to sign up to your email and then for them to believe that it's actually an offer or it's a Black Friday offer. This is one of the ways or approaches to do it. So this is, you could say no compare at price or minimal offer. So you can choose which one to go for. That's for the first option. The second option is what others would like to do. I've seen this the most. So the first one is a bit, it's more like you kind of have to try it and see if it works out for you. I've tried something similar in the past and I can't lie, it did work. However, I've noticed that when I try such big changes to my store, on average, the ROI on these changes is really high, but then I see a decline, like a sharp decline. It's more like you go like this and then down here. That's what my experience is with changing the offers or doing something that's very monumental in terms of change. So it's a big change, but at the same time, it's a bit risky. There's a risk with it. So you could try with your store and see what it performs, but that's for the first one. Second one is just a normal discount. So let's say your normal price is at $100 and then you make a discount. So that is going to become, let's say $80 or $70. And then you give them the pop-up message and then you say Black Friday special, another 20% off or whatever to round it down to $50. So you could try what you want, or maybe up to 25%, whatever you want. So those are the best two ways of offering. The third one, which I've seen some people do, I'm not sure if this is the best for beginners. This is better for established brands. So if you're running a branded product and you like to create this sort of hype, you could actually just wait. I know this sounds crazy, but you could wait it out. And this is more for brands. So if you have established a brand and you'd like to increase the perceived value of the product and just hype it up, you could wait it out. So you could create again an offer. So from 100, it would go all the way down to $80. And then you could give maybe 10% off with your email list pop-up. So this way there's nothing crazy going on. It could literally be like 90 and then the email list would take it down to $80, so that customers who know you at the moment, they're going to be looking forward for the Black Friday sale, and then you make the big discount where they put the discount code, or you just make it like a flat discount and then it goes all the way to $60 or even $50. That way they're gonna more likely convert because they have seen your product in the past and they've seen that it costs a lot compared to the time where, you know, these big offers has happened. And I'm actually gonna give you an example, so this way you could understand that this is actually something that's applied and not many people actually know about. So let me show you real quick. Hopefully you can see this. This is a very nice brand, and I actually have spoken with the owner on Instagram. He's a very cool guy. If you haven't seen this brand before, you could learn a lot from it just by checking how they operate. And this is completely organic in terms of how they establish their brand. So you can see there's not really a discount right now. 14% off, no crazy discounts, because the product is premium and it's a brand. So in the future, okay, this is what I'm predicting. So they're gonna wait it out maybe a few more weeks, and then they will create this big offer to make it go down by another 20% perhaps. And that way, people will more likely buy. So that's how they get a lot of orders on Black Friday. So again, I'm gonna summarize the three levels of offers which you could go for. I would say split test between the first one and the second one, and then see which one performs better. But the third one is actually for products which are more leaning towards the high ticket. So high ticket products, but also which relies on perceived value. Another way of people creating this sort of perceived value is creating email list where people could sign up because currently it's out of stock, and then making the big launch with the offer. But I wouldn't recommend you do that because it's very hyper specific niche, such as clothing brands. We've seen it into into other products such as I think it's the lighter, the little car lighter. I'm sure they have made a lot of sales because of that, because they claim that it's handmade and, you know, it takes time to restock and stuff. So if it makes sense for your product, you could go for that, but I'm not gonna put it on this list. It's a high risk model in my opinion. So stick to these three in terms of offers, and that's obviously for now. So this is an action plan for right now, to create either an early Black Friday sale or to wait it out. But once you get closer to Black Friday, which is November 28th, that's when you want to most likely get the offer out. And how do you prepare? One thing you want to do is get the boxes. So preferably if you've done this for a while and you have gotten some sales, gotten some profit, and you would like to reinvest. Again, I was surprised how cheap it was. You could literally look like a brand for pennies. So pennies in terms of profit. So literally for $200, you could look like a brand just by getting branded boxes. Even if it was 100 boxes or 200 boxes, it's more than enough just to get started with the marketing at least. And how can you double down on that? Well, if you're watching this by now, like on 2nd of November, and I think this might be the last day where you could implement this on time. Well, actually, I'm gonna extend this. If you're watching this from now till like 10th of November, you have time to optimize getting the boxes for Black Friday. So try to order them ASAP. It costs you like maybe $100 or $200 just to get like the entry level. Obviously it can go up to like $1,000, but the primary objective for you to, like, why do you want to get this is because you could put it on your website. So you might be complaining like, okay, or arguing, why would I get the boxes now? Isn't it too late? Because you cannot just ship it to me or to you and then market it. You don't have time for that. Well, I would like to think about it just like a digital product. So you don't need to actually receive the product right now for you to let the world know that it's out there. So let's say today you order the boxes. That way you could change your website, type included in package, and then write your brand name, and then say that they get a premium box, and then they get the product, you know what I mean? And then you could add in like some images using AI of this box. Yeah, this box. Create the branding and everything using AI. If you know, AI Studio. Yeah, so that way you don't need to actually ship it to yourself. Instead, just ship them directly to the supplier and let them know that, in a matter of 10 days or 15 days. By the way, a lot of suppliers for the boxes take a long time right now for production, so you need to really look for some of them which are not as busy. I was lucky enough to get my production done in like 10 days. Some of them have like a wait list for 2 months, so you need to search. But the moment you order, you pay, and then you have like a 10-day production time, you inform the supplier and you start marketing. So that's one of the best ways to prepare, to establish yourself as a brand and to hype it up. The second way of actually like optimizing the strategy of not having the product but marketing it out there. Again, I would like to think about this like a digital sort of product. We're gonna call this the digital method, because the more you get into organic, the more you're gonna be limited to having the product in your hand. So whenever you get an opportunity like this where you could, market or even get sales of something which you don't currently have, it feels like a buff. It feels like something that's not normal. It's too good to be true. So the other way you could optimize this digital method is with your offers. This is one of my favorite ways of making more sales, specifically for Black Friday and for any other big event. If you want to increase your CVR and you have short amount of time, you don't want to order it to your place, but you have a very good product. Okay, so number one, you need a very good product, which could be coupled with add-ons, basically. So you need add-ons. We're gonna type. So you need a very good product, which is good enough to, attract the customer, but is not quite there to convert. So the add-on is like the cherry on top. And these add-ons could actually increase your CVR big time, because to you, it costs you nothing, like literally a few dollars. But to the customer, it's just gonna change everything, because if you are tight with the profits and you don't wanna lose too many profits by just making flat discount on the product, instead you could actually just add in more add-ons. And the best part about the add-ons is you don't need to order them to your place. You could just speak with a supplier from Alibaba or AliExpress, whatever, ship it to your supplier and add it to your website. You don't even need to create content of that product. Just put it in your offer. So again, we're using Kaching bundle, for example. And yeah, add that offer, whether it's for free, preferably for free. You could create like an upsell where it's like big discount, but I'd personally add, for example, firstly, we're gonna add this add-on. This is a very smart way of doing it. So you could add it as an upsell for one product. And then if they pick 2 of the product, then they will get free add-ons. Okay? So this way they're gonna see that this add-on actually has some perceived value. They're not getting it for free for buying one of this product. instead, if they pick the 2 products, so the bundle, they're gonna get this add-on. This is one of the best ways to get your CVR higher, but also your AOV, because this add-on doesn't cost you a lot, but then just for them to get this, they would buy 2 of your product. And obviously you could add in like an offer, such as Black Friday. That way you're gonna get more sales. So again, this is really powerful because you don't need the product in your hands. You just need to add it on your website and then create even AI images to market this product on your website. And it's like a hack. You get sales without even having the product. So I had to share it out there. And yeah, if you're wondering, you know, I'm very pro Christmas in terms of sales and marketing and everything. I kind of think that you need to market. So I think the better, like the good balance in terms of marketing to offers is market in terms of Christmas. Okay, so go heavy on Christmas marketing. So, you know, gifting the product sort of marketing. And then when they go to your website, they see the pre-Black Friday sale. And then obviously you get into the Black Friday sale. Right after that is over, you have Cyber Monday, and then you have Christmas sale. So I think it's a perfect lineup for you to make a lot of sales. And the harsh reality of all of this is that people who are gonna make the most sales in every Q4 are people who establish themselves as a brand, because just like this page I've shown you here, it's a brand, and as you can see, the price is high right now. For the average consumer, this might seem high because you only have 14% off, but eventually with the right offer, the right discount, aka the right event or holiday season, they're gonna get a lot of sales. So you cannot do that with a pump and dump product. You can't just show the product as there's not a lot of sales, and then you get the big sale out, and then you're gonna print. No, it's more like people are looking forward for this day to buy this product because it's not that cheap otherwise. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's a harsh reality. Being or making your product look like a brand will make you convert the most this Q4, because think about it. If you're selling like a pump and dump product and you have a 50 or 70% off year round, people won't really care about whether it's Black Friday or Christmas sale for your product or your store. Instead, they're gonna go for other products, other stores, which are usually higher ticket and which are usually not on big sales, like other times of the year. So yeah, try to perhaps if you are selling a high ticket product, go for the third option. Maybe I should try it as well, because they are doing it, and this is like a 7-figure brand. So yeah, this might be actually a very good strategy. It's more like you hype it up, you're good with the marketing, you're getting a lot of views, but then people know that there's a big day coming, so they're gonna save their money for that big day, and then they're gonna purchase. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for today. I showed you some of the best ways to make the most out of Black Friday. And yeah, please let me know what you guys think and what you want to see on the next days of this bootcamp. Join my Discord. If you'd like to be an affiliate for my branded store as well, let me know. You could let me know on Discord or my IG. And yeah, nothing to sell, just sharing and working with you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you on the next day.